with the While We Still Can podcast. It is February 8th, and I am here with my friend Charlotte. And with everything going on in the fucking crazy world, I thought that Charlotte would be a perfect person to get to humanize and learn about as we learn about all of the nasty, disgusting things that the richest people in the world are fucking doing. So, without further ado, I have Charlotte here, who has lived some of this terrible things that you are reading in these files. And I just wanted to bring some realness here because it is very easy to, if you even can make it through the first couple pages of these Epstein files that were released, and read about the fresh hells that these children and people that became victims to this terrible network here. Some of the things they've been through, and the very real fact that you probably know several of them in your real life and you don't know it. So, Charlotte, I would ask you how you're doing, but...
Just everything's so delightful in this moment. It's so, I was just reflecting on everything you're saying because, we were just talking about this, how trendy it is now, right? And how
re-exploiting you guys.
Yes, a lot of podcasts are not only like triggering past trauma being exploited, but currently traumatizing, causing trauma, like abusing survivors in real time by sensationalizing or just like really not listening to survivors, but talking about them. And people are making millions off of us. Again, not just us being prostituted as a child and sold as a child. Now we're still being, like you said, exploited. So I just want to reiterate that people like you and podcasts like you really care, and that matters so much. And I hope anyone watches this, like, get this podcast going, because this is something that's helping heal me. And I was just, while you were saying all that, and other survivors alike helping heal, is that just thinking about how I wasn't loved as a child, and survivors, we aren't loved, we aren't protected. If we're in this kind of like organized extreme abuse, no one protected us. And everyone, like even the biological family, it's like, it's a conspiracy within of like, they're kind of participating, like either they are like directly or indirectly. And like the silence and it's just really reflecting how I was not loved. And yet I'm getting so much love today. Like you're a friend and we're just getting to know each other. And I feel so valued and loved by you, and seen. And there's no shame here. There's really no shame.
None.
And that is invaluable. Oh yeah, no, zero shame from you. But but it's just I just am trying to express how much important this is for all survivors to get this, and how I feel so like the survivor's guilt I've been feeling and felt my whole life. Not only survivors that are physically dead, but ones that never get, like, I struggle every fucking day. Like, don't get me wrong, it can be excruciating, but the fact I've even gotten to this point where I can even make words to my story and feel love sometimes, is absolutely, like, incredible. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm hopeful that other survivors watching this, or if you love a survivor, or you're trying to learn and want to help survivors, like, just help support them, listen to them without judgment, and without exploiting them. Like, we're not zoo animals anymore. Like, sometimes we were treated like zoo animals. Well, zoo animals shouldn't even be treated the way they are. You know what I'm saying?
Just speaking of, I can't go to the zoo. We were just at a museum aquarium yesterday, and the whole time that I'm there, I am just like, oh my God, let this otter out of the water. He wants to come home. Me and my daughter were crying. No, we were crying because the otter was at the edge, with his little paw. And I'm like, oh my God.
Help.
I'm telling you, my empathy is so deep that I can't even have a house plant a lot of the time, because if I don't take care of that house plant, like I was gifted the life of this house plant, and like when plants die, I feel like I let it down. So I totally understand, like. And so when I come and talk to survivors and listen to your guys' stories, the shame should not be on you.
It's not my shame. It's the abusers.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And until we can drill that in the minds of the people that are committing the crimes and the survivors,
Yes.
and you know, that's very interesting, because if I have learned anything from the Donald Trump reign, it is that if I say something enough times over and over, people will begin to believe it, even
Yeah.
if it is the most ridiculous shit ever. So with things of that nature, things that are true,
Yes.
it works the same. And so if every single time when that happens, or when you are out in public and you are around someone and they are denying someone's real life
Yep.
experience or anything like that, no, that's not my fault. That whoever perpetrated it, it's their fault. Take that back. Blow it away. Blow it away.
Yes,
I've actually been blowing away things.
I like
blowing
that.
away energy, not mine.
The visualization is key of healing all trauma and protecting yourself. I think that's one of the reasons I'm still fucking alive up to this point. Because, like, I recently had a friend, I wasn't close to her, but I have a couple of friends I'm really close with that were, and I knew her, and she was a beautiful person. She was connecting dots in terms of very powerful people, and she was murdered she
so sorry.
gave one of her best friends an anti-suicide note saying, if I am murdered, if I die, it's not a suicide, I was murdered. And that happened a few weeks ago, and it's just devastating. We're connecting a lot of the same dots, same people, and so I'm like, why am I still alive? And like, I mean, like, knock on wood, like, but I have so much spiritual protection these days, and it's been a gradual journey to even trust a loving higher power, because all my higher powers as a child were evil, like, completely.
Told you were going to hell if you didn't do these dirty, nasty things for these men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
there's so many. So I don't know. I attribute that to it. I don't know, something. Definitely something. It's so powerful. Visualization has been key in this, like, spiritual stuff has been key, and like tapping into my psychic abilities for.
Absolutely.
Because they exploited children's and my psychic abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they control it. They put things inside me to be like, you can't access this ever unless we're accessing it. So they're like, but we're so fucking powerful as people, right? And I feel your psychicness, obviously. Like, obvi, if you are in touch with it, well, you got it, you strong. Like,
yeah.
It's you. Yeah. Some people are just born, like, really talented at it. Like, yes, every human being
can develop
has access to that. But some people, think about it, are like really good at math or really good at writing or just naturally can play the violin. Like, some people are just have it better. I don't know why, I digress. But the point is, we're turning our abilities, accessing them ourselves, and turning it back on the abusers. Like, it's
Absolutely.
So powerful. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's very interesting as these files get released, and not only was Epstein have his fingers in all of the nasty pedophilia, trafficking stuff, he also really liked to hang out with smart people and scientists. And if you go through these, if pedophilia doesn't make you mad enough, I guess.
Well, we talked about it. They're pedophiles and pedophile protectors.
Well, it is baked in the Americas. Like, that's the reason the men aren't mad, right? Not all men, but a large portion of men aren't having the reaction that I assumed that they would have after needing the machine guns for the tyrannical government that we talked about. But it's because that's the culture of their families.
Yes, exactly.
And when you make when a patriarchal society puts the man at the top and everything else becomes property under it, what do you do to your property? Whatever the fuck you want. So,
really nice things with our property, though, like, not every, I mean, I'm not you're saying this, but like, if we were at the top, like, matriarchal, okay, like, there we go. Like, I'd be like, oh,
well,
like, so,
absolutely, it's time.
People, side note, because I was just about to say, it's the type of people that tend to be very power hungry, right, and no humility,
corruption, and narcissism, corruption and narcissism and sociopathy gains power because they'll do whatever they can. They don't have any conscience to not.
They don't. And Frederick, his middle name is Christ, which I always felt, apparently that was his wife. Whatever. I can go on my little rabbit holes at one point, maybe. We'll probably have to do a second podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can be a regular.
What's gonna come out? Yeah, I would love to. And I have to introduce you my friend Brigadoon System. She's amazing, and you'll love. We have mutual abuser. This shit is crazy. Like I have found through various things, through my years of healing, two survivors have mutual abusers, and we've never lived in the same state. So I'll get into that eventually. But I wanted to backtrack to Trump and how his father, Fred Christ Trump, who allegedly, supposedly, because I don't have whatever, but I met his father, and like it's really fucking weird because I used to, when he would hold me, I'd eat his skin, his flaky skin. Yeah, but like I know it's disgusting.
But it's a core memory.
It's a core memory. And like in high school, I remember watching, so these are some of the after effects. I remember watching, I was in like a health class and we were watching something about like skin conditions for some reason. And there was an old man with a skin condition on his face. And I was just staring at him, and then I fainted in class. And I kept fainting, waking up. Am I going to die? Fainting, waking up. Am I going to die? It was a flashback.
Oh my God.
It happened in elementary school too, but this proves to me all these after effects, because the body doesn't lie. But I didn't connect till today who it was. Well, the past few years, who it was. Hold on, I'm having some shutdown programming. I'm okay.
No, you're fine. Take a break.
I want to try to show people. So what's happening is my face. I mean, so you could probably tell I'm slowing down. And then some of my, like, it almost feels like I'm whisking off into a Disney movie. I'm kind of coming back, but like a fog settles in. I can see it in my mind's eye. And that's part of my hypnosis abuse, which is a whole thing. Like the Monroe Institute I live near, but then also stuff that happened in Florida. And like my dad went to Princeton, my mom went to Harvard and Princeton. I've tied all these things together. So you're kind of seeing some shutdown things. But in terms of that man I just mentioned, the eating the skin thing, he didn't force me to eat the skin. I used to eat my scabs. It was just something I did as a child. But I used to think that he was Walt Disney because I have a lot of Orlando Disney World abuse, like specifically in Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And he was there or something. And I used to, like, when I made these connections, I was like, oh, he's not Walt Disney. Walt Disney died before I was born. And then I was like, oh, no wonder I thought this person, sorry, another programming's coming up. I'm a lying fucking bitch whore is what comes up. I'm hearing it really loud and it comes out. Yeah, so this is like proof that I'm telling the truth, but I need people to know I might be lying. I'm a dumb, like, cunt bitch whore. And then what you might see. So I just want people to see this because it's fucking my life. It fucking sucks. And I'm trying to make these connections. So anyways, let's just say I'm a dumb bitch whore, but I'm going to continue.
You dumb bitch whore. I'm kidding.
I'm going to continue though.
Yeah, you go.
And so anyways, that person, but we could say I'm making shit up, but yeah.
Who remembers skin flakes like that unless they were fucking traumatizing?
I can feel them and taste them. Like it's
like potato flakes.
Yes. No, and they I know, it's like eating, it sounds gross, but like he used to hold me and it felt nice. Like, I don't know if he ever like physically touched me or anything. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, obviously physically, but like sexually, I don't think ever happened. But there was a thing that was there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
a memory.
Yeah, and there's some other people that he knew that I was like, I remember this abuse, but I don't know if sexually these things happened, you know, but other things, like they were there. Not all the men I met sexually abused me. Some just witnessed torture. Some were just there, you know, but they were all horrible people. Like they all
they were complicit in one way or another if they fucking knew.
And they knew. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no way. Like, if you look at fucking Fuckstein's art all over his house, there's no way anyone who's
like
been
he was
there,
fucking kids. He was fucking kids.
No, and all the art. Like, if you were there, there's no plausible deniability that you did not. Like, fuck you, fuck ass. Like,
well, you might as well just have fucked a kid because you were there and you're on the same list. Yep.
100%. And like, also just because they didn't abuse me doesn't, like, I could have been not their type.
Right.
You know, not
you were maybe a little too old or a little too young or
Exactly. No, I have a memory of like, oh, it was validated in the Fuckstein files. Hold on.
Oh God, I bet that is just.
It's so
I.
so
You know
they're
what? I wish that there was some physical scab so you could eat. You know, with this. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. My
Yeah.
mouth is
Yeah.
like num num.
Hey, girl, it's okay. Oh
Uh,
my gosh. I'm sorry. Before this story comes to you, I just need to talk. I saw a video the other day about a booger wall.
oh my
And
God, I love you because I was gonna say it's akin to people who eat their boogies. Because
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Well, I was trying to think, but I saw a TikTok video a couple weeks ago, and a guy was like, I need to tell you about the booger wall. And he's like, when I was little, me and my brother had a wall that we would wipe boogers on. And I was like, oh my God, my sister totally had a fucking booger wall. And so
love it.
yeah, and so the boogers would get really hard on the wall, like cement. Okay.
I never even thought about that.
Well, and we'd always okay, I guess I must have been involved. It sounds like that memory is coming back. And so
Make her look weird.
right, well she is. But
Sick.
and we'd always do it below the level of the bed, so like my mom couldn't see. And so stop.
Do you have hard snot
Okay.
everywhere?
Well, you get like a hard booger and then there's like some sweat on the,
Yeah, I
And
got me
so
some right now.
yeah. So in the story, in the TikTok, the kid said that his brother like kicked him off the bed and his back hit the wall and got scratched on the
Oh my
booger
God,
wall.
because the snot was that hard?
Yeah, like it's cemented on there. And they were like, "Oh shit, we can't tell mom that we have a booger wall, and don't tell mom that I pushed you." And so he's like, "I just put my shirt on and went on about my day." Well, about a week later, I was in PE class, and he was like 6 or 7, and he was like, we were riding bikes, and then I passed out, and so I woke up in the hospital, and I had a staph infection from the scratches on my back from the fucking booger wall.
It's not getting in his body.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, the germs from
Yeah,
but
yeah,
hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
It gets worse. It gets worse. So
No.
he was like, I had like some very weird infection, like MRSA, antibiotic resistant. I had to get
Yeah.
like IV antibiotics for a week. And he was like, they made men in like hazmat suits come in my house and test the booger wall.
Oh, shit. Y'all, it came to light. The
well-
lies came out.
It was like a PSA for anyone who has a booger wall. So,
So,
sorry. Squirrel.
no, I love the squirrel things, and it helps me titrate too. Like
Yes.
not to like just make it sound like blah. It's nice. It's
Oh,
enjoyable to me. What was it? Oh, the boogers betrayed them.
I know, rude.
It
I was like, oh shit.
boogies. Come
How-
on now.
So the booger wall. But I don't know where we were going with
Okay, so I was telling you about how Fuckstein files are incredibly validating. And I'm just going to
yeah.
say that. So I'm just going to say one thing that was so validating about them. And again, we need to just say I'm a lying cunt hoe, bitch,
Hoe.
motherfucking. You know, this
Yep,
needs
yep.
to be said because it's also a loophole, but also like, it's just what it is. So there's this little snippet that someone reported that Fuckstein, it's hard for me to say names. Fuckstein would go
Perfect.
to.
That's his name.
Would go, exactly. I mean, might as well be.
It's his
He
name.
goes to Mar-a-Lago and he brings the children there. And then, so I always refer to him as Fuckstein as caterpillar eyebrows.
He does have
because
some nasty eyebrows.
He does.
Imagine those sweating down at you.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh my God. Poor-
Sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I love morbid humor, but like it's just got and anyways, he brings them and then auctions them off, right? So
Right.
he brings
Yeah.
them to Trump, and that brought such a memory of confirming the order of which that happened. Because I'm not saying this is just what's in my head, so it's gonna come out. Maybe it's a whatever the fuck.
Hey, we're listening.
I told my therapist years ago. We've been talking about this, and caterpillar eyebrows this is what I remember. I was in some like fancy place, not sure exactly where it is, but I remember caterpillar eyebrows. There was a line of children, and I was in it, and he presented them and triangle eyebrow, who had a triangle eyebrow at the time, and for some reason my kids inside, just because I have dissociative identity disorder, like Avi from Horrific Abuse, like
Yeah.
It's just
Gotta
what it is.
save part of yourself, man. Yeah,
Right?
I'm sorry.
No, some were created, some weren't. It's just a whole complicated thing. But anyways, I remember in this line, and I didn't know who the other dude was, Triangle Eyebrow, which is just, if you read that little snippet, you'll know who's who. And it just lines up the fact that Caterpillar Eyebrow, because Florida is Palm Beach, or whatever it's called, Jacksonville, Gainesville. Pedophile Beach, Jacksonville, and this is all early 90s, 90s, just all the 90s.
Prime time for when all this was going down.
There, so Palm Beach, I don't know if I was ever at the island. I don't think I was, but the Palm Beach mansion, horrors there. Again, let's just say I'm lying, but I'm also not. Like, this is so hard to talk about.
Why would you lie about any? How do you how can you make it up?
How do I know these things?
Right. I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you.
But I want to not believe myself because I want none of this to be my story. But it's
just like this whole situation the past fucking 10 years that I told everybody, this is what the fuck is happening. And they're like, actually put some foil on your head and shut the fuck up.
I know. It sucks. So it proves in this recent dump of or what release or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Did you read the part about how 4chan started QAnon, and so it's real conspiracy theories?
I didn't even need to read that fucking no.
Knowing, right?
Yeah. Psyop, try your psyop on me, bitch.
They didn't shut us up, and I also there's so much suck it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I have to say, I want to call this out too. Is there's so many conspiracy like QAnons, right, who are saying, "Oh, we knew about this. You've just been laughing at us, calling us crazy." Like, yes, we've been called crazy, right? But they're trying to take credit. Like, we've been talking about this. But the thing is, survivors have been talking about this since the 80s. They've been laughing about this. You know, give them the most credit. It hasn't only been a couple of years. People have lived this shit. People have been trying to talk. So I'm so glad you saw Beyond QAnon, because so many people fall into that.
Oh, no.
And then it makes us look crazy.
No, immediately when I started hearing that shit, I was like, no, they are getting ahead of a story.
Exactly.
And I am not. And also, once I started realizing, oh shit, this stuff is absolutely happening, it's when I started reading about MK Ultra was like my segue in, and I'm like, oh fuck, the CIA, oh fuck, oh they're Nazis, oh shit, okay, fuck, oh no, they're definitely doing this to kids, Johnny Gosh, like, oh god, going all down the rabbit hole. But I am not going. Podesta, those emails were fucking real too, and those nasty motherfuckers, they are nasty too. So I can't do sides with any of this. Like, the system is bad. Yeah. And some are worse than others, but
yes, I just cannot forgive anyone who voted for Trump. I just can't. I'm not there.
Because it was totally 100%. Oh, fuck no. No.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
If you don't have enough intuition to know that is a vile fucking piece of meat, then I don't trust you. I do not trust you.
They're not trustworthy. And then people just want to be like, welcome me with open arms. No, take accountability and you do a bunch of amends. You go fix this fucking problem. Like, I know so many survivors who
put your boots on.
Yeah, put your bootstrap, get the fuck out there and fight for us. Because so many survivors I know other survivors of Trump. Like, I have met them, and their reactions are
I can feel them. I know the man. I know he did everything that is in those fucking papers, whether it was checked or not, plus a million more.
Yes, and like you talked about, yes, and like you talked about with him being connected not only with like pedophiles, but the smart people, the people, like, he's tied to MK Ultra's type stuff. Like,
oh, I saw the Alice in Wonderland programming up in them files. I saw all of it. I know.
Yep. There's so much. There's just so much to go into here, and I don't think that the Nazis ever lost. I don't think they lost, and I don't.
No, they moved all their money to the World Bank up in Switzerland or wherever the fuck it's at, God. And then they all met, and they're like, okay, we're gonna act like the Jews are going to Israel, but we're really all Nazi Jews, all of us.
Yes, no, it's wild, and I mean, most people have heard of Project Paperclip too. You know how
Uh-huh.
the U.S.
No,
and
actually, they haven't. I work with intelligent, educated humans that don't know very much. They've never read a book outside of what they do. I don't fucking know. It's mind blowing.
I need to remind myself that sometimes I just assume people have heard of these things because I do have friends in this realm or something. There's so many things. There's so many ping pongs of things I want to say.
I know.
Okay, we got it. So I just want to go back to you mentioning Podesta. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my life, you know how I'm saying like I'm lying, bitch, cunt, all these things.
Lion,
But I
you lying
have
bitch.
such a lion whore. Look
Mm-hmm,
at
mm-hmm.
me. Look at
I
me.
know.
But I have so many things that line up with these big players. And again, the Fuckstein files, like the scene, that little clip where it said that Fuckstein brought the kids to Mar-a-Lago and then Trump looked at them. I was like, fuck, that's what I remember. I want to be lying here, but I said that and remembered these things before. I can feel these people and what happened. So that happened. I remember him lining us up, presenting us, boys and girls, different heights, different ages, all
Just a
underage.
nice buffet
Yeah,
selection.
a nice little buffet and
Okay, keep going.
and so allegedly
You
orange.
lying bitch whore.
Yeah, that the lion bitch whore. But Orange Man, whatever, Taco Tits, whatever you want to call him, was looking at everybody. And then, from my memory, Fuckstein presented me and was like, she, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just like a model, like, meaning like a machine. This is this model with these features.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is what she is.
Her programming does this.
So that... Oh, fucking, I hate being shut down. There's so much I want to say and so many voices in my head. That want to speak, and then the floaty things happen, and then I see this all in my mind's eye, and it feels like the fog is trying to take it. But seeing that in the files, I was just like, I had the right order. And then anyways, Orange Man looked at me. Oh, that's something I want to say. Every time I look at pictures of Fuckstein, I think he's disgusting, but there's alters, Lolita inside in particular, but there's other alters inside who miss him, crave his physical touch, love him. So when we were presented, we were like, oh, we're so special.
Daddy
right?
likes us. Yeah.
Part of the grooming, and he had us call him Papa, us, and Lolita to pretend to be Latina, which is weird. I just put that out there.
That is
I don't
very
know why
weird.
that was our shtick or whatever. At least in this group of men, it was different in different scenarios, right?
Yep.
But then Orange Man was like, oh, she's too young. And I remember thinking, well, it was Lolita, an alter. She was like, wow, like, great. Like, he wants older. Like, he doesn't want this 7-year-old, what we were at the time.
He likes mature 9-year-olds.
Yes, in my mind, as a child, I was like, what a decent man.
Yeah, what a good guy.
Then my memory, right? My memory shifts to all of a sudden I'm in a ballroom and there's a bunch of little boys and little girls. We're all dressed in pretty, like, princess dresses. And dressed, they have wigs, the men. Some of us have wigs, or not the little girls. Well, we're all dressed in pretty dresses.
Just like that Mar-a-Lago party the other day with the dogs and shit. They were trolling you guys.
Well, I have to say, I want to rip my eyes out. My therapist is... okay, so they were dressed in Washingtonian time period pieces there. Like, it reminded me, as I've described this for years and remembered for years, what they did. So anyways, Orange Man's fucking face, and that I kept focusing on his triangle eyebrow on one side of his face. If you look at pictures from that time period, he has a fucking triangle eyebrow. It's no longer
triangle. That might be the title. Triangle eyebrows.
Which is like Illuminati too, right? The
yes.
What in the Illuminati? I see him. This is the most disgusting countenance I've ever seen, but I see him. He's wearing those gloves. Like, I had a little pretty princess one. But he like I curtsy and he does this, and we're all in tandem, right? The little kids are doing like whatever those dances are. I just remember his face, like, you're so lucky to be dancing with me. Like, and then Lolita had a ton of makeup. That was altar dancing. And she always says, And I'll have to show you a picture, and if you want to put it on here, where we're 9 in the picture, but the makeup makes us look 13. And so she always
God,
talks
I hate
about how
that.
makeup makes us look older, so we could be edited per taste. And I'm not saying I have no memories. I mean, I have so much memory loss, so we don't know. But right now, I have no memories of Orange Man ever actually abusing me, to be clear. I have memories of hearing him laugh at horrific things that were happening to me. And again, allegedly, all these things, I just have to put that out there.
Absolutely.
These are just per what I remember today. There's so much. There's just so much. Like, there's so much going on that's out there, and it's evil, and these powerful people. And I also have to say, it started with incest at home. Like, my dad was well connected before then, like, because he went to Princeton, my mom went to Harvard. Like, they all had these, and during the time the CIA was recruiting I mean, I'm sure they still do, but like, it came out about that. And then my dad got a special project. He was a big old engineer, and he got a special project straight out of college with the government that was like really selective, you know, like, and this is just the stuff I know from my family,
right?
You know, all these things. So there's a lot of threads to go, but this is also important for me to say, when they mentioned the auction part after like the selection, just sorry, you validating when I saw the post of that dance you just talked about.
Yeah, that party at Margalaga.
Dropped. I started shaking. It was, and thankfully I had therapy right after. And she's like, as soon as I saw that, I remembered your story.
I thought of
Yeah, you said it, because that's exactly, so they're playing it in our fucking faces. And I have to say, you know how I was talking about the second drop from the oversight committee of pictures from the Fuckstein files.
They literally left it unredacted to tell you guys that if you fucking come forward, you're gonna relive this shame. We're telling everybody. I think it was on purpose, personally. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say 100% intentional, and there's so many things of what you don't, like, people who don't even remember that things happen to them, alters inside that they might start remembering because of this stuff that's coming out, they get threatened into silence again. So either if you consciously remember or don't consciously remember yet, the silencing, I'm so glad you saw that. And even the oversight committee, like the second dump, there are pictures of benign things of just like, I don't know why, pictures.
Yeah, you made a TikTok about it.
Okay, you saw that. So it's just like a door down the stairs, and you see a door, and it's 2 threatened survivors. And I didn't know I was talking to my fucking self when I was doing that video about those benign pictures that are actually trigger warnings for survivors. And I ended up in the hospital from a panic attack, and I didn't even make the connection. So this is an example of programmed alters. So I made a video of saying to Ramco survivors, you know, survivors who have festive, like, kind of like, we got through the festive traumaversaries of Christmas, you know, October stuff,
right.
November, all those things, which is complicated for everyone. But if you've been certain types of abuse, you know, it's extra triggering.
Holidays are not fun for you.
They're definitely not fun. And for me, Christmas is fine. I mean, aside from family, like regular, like not regular stuff, but winter solstice, which I'm a little like.
That's what I do.
I do. I love it, but they tortured me on that. Which
I'm sorry.
I'm reclaiming it. Yeah, fuck this.
Good.
Fuck this.
Good.
It's the full
take your shame back.
That's right. Fucking back to you. And it's empowering. They pervert anything that can help empower survivors. Like so we can't heal. But anyway,
satanic panic.
Oh,
sorry.
We could go in that, and then the false memory foundation bullshit and all that. Yeah,
assholes.
Okay, so that big time. So what happened to me is I made a TikTok saying, "Go Ramco, people! We made it through. Abusers don't want it." Just what we're talking about. Abusers don't want us to integrate things. Then what'll happen is, like, I'll go back and watch TikToks that I've made to either make sure I said what I wanted to say. And a lot of us talk to each other through videos. So like a video I won't see or another alter won't see, we'll watch it to see what we're all talking about. So we're talking to each other, not just the general audience.
Right.
So what happened though with programming is I said, we're integrating things, survivors, and like did a positive thing. And then I went back, watched the video that I made about the benign pictures. Fast forward to the specific spot where I said, this one hit me. It just reminded me of something. But it was actually a direct threat that you, Charlotte, have been there. Like, you have been through that door. You fucking, like, you integrate shit over there. no, remember what this was. And then I had
You don't want to.
and then I had the worst panic attack I've had in at least a decade, and it landed me in the hospital. I am a pro of handling my panic attacks. Like,
Right.
it was such a red flag to me that I was like, why was this moment? Because I have so many, and then I connected the dots. I'm like, maybe I'm not lying, but I'm lying, but bitch.
Yeah, you're lying, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
But like, back to the auction thing. I'm so glad our minds can be minded, doing the vibe. But the auctioning part, when I read that, I was like, that doesn't line up with me. Like, what is happening here? But then I realized what the auctioning was for my memories and other kids who were like me in my situations is what I remember is being in like a fancy theatre, if you will, and a bunch of people in the audience, and I was on a stage. And this guy was clicking, they were playing the piano, and they were having me do, it wasn't me, but altars inside.
Yeah.
Do different moves. It was a way for them to showcase how they could control me and what things would program me. So, and what things...
Was the snapping one of your, like, did that trigger you?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, no, please ask away. Yeah, no, I'm... It's part of the hypnosis, so
it's weird that you remember the snapping, like, particularly.
Yeah, I
so
guess that
maybe...
that could be something, because I will say the snapping also reminds me of, like, in, like, regular people hypnotism, how they do that...
Yeah. Well, it gets your attention, and it's at a interval that gets you in a vibe.
Trance.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, we're just making this connection.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of the auctioning. Like, I know the way in the blurb or whatever in the files, they said, like, they'd measure girls' vaginas or something. Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't remember that. What I remember is these showcasings and, like, ooh, and the weird applause of, like, people in the...
yeah, we're all pedophiles. Let us.
We love this.
Yeah.
We got our little white, like, we're just so fancy. This is what all the...
So weird. Like, you should not be allowed to have that much money that you're, like, bored enough to... Like, what the fuck?
Like, I see you with a lot of money, and I know you don't have it,
but I mean, eating people.
If you had a lot of money, I feel like you'd just be doing great things with it.
Paying off people's school lunches? I don't fucking know.
Right?
Not eating kids.
Tasting like cream cheese and all that. So that's the memory I have. And thank you for bringing up Podesta, because, okay, so where I grew up, my hometown, I have a very toxic relationship with my hometown. It's probably, I was groomed by my hometown. It's like, a lot of horrible things happen there, but I'm still like, I love my little hometown.
Yeah.
Like, it's complicated.
Yeah. Well, you talk about how the abusers also, like, you had a warm side to them because you were supposed to, they were who you were supposed to love and be taken care of by, and you understand that concept, but it wasn't a safe environment.
Exactly. Oh, a million percent.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So there's were you gonna say something?
No, I was mentally thinking where we were at. Okay, Podesta. Okay.
Podesta. So there's a world famous, of course I didn't put, so not to be like brag, but just like, it's insane how these things were just normal to me. So from my hometown, there's a world famous artist who, my brother was best friends with his son, and we always hung out all the time. And he has fucking weird ass art of like a head walking around and like bodies, women's bodies. I'll have to, if we could put it up.
Yeah.
But it's all like, it has a meaning about, so it can sound normal, but it looks weird. And so like, I have a memory of him in San Francisco, and then Caterpillar Eyebrows appearing there, and it wasn't planned for me. Like, he wasn't like there for me. We were just like, wow, similar spot, and I was like,
right.
Pleasant surprise for me. But basically, in my mind, I was like, oh, so there's a connection there. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but just weird having connections here. So I was trying to connect him with Fuckstein, right? To see, like, and I looked him up, can't find a connection. It just feels like important, like it's, and that's another part of the torture is like, I have external cooperation with my dad, the incest thing. Like, I have that. Most survivors don't have that. I have he abused way more than me. Like, I haven't made a connection with, okay, That's complicated. I got a lot going on here.
Mm.
But in terms of like the fuck scene stuff I'm talking about, like I know I was trafficked in Florida. I know I have all these memories. I know things are lining up. That's part of the torture is I have to, me and all these other survivors, we're not taken seriously based off of our body memories, and we're all desperately spending time we should be allowed to live life.
Right.
Trying to fucking piece together our goddamn life.
Well, because if your brain, when it's fragmented like that, for one, you feel crazy because it's fragmented. For two, you can't come up with a coherent story to verbalize. So then everyone else thinks you're, because you can't put a story together that, and then on top of all of that, the fact that they intentionally do the craziest shit so that when you tell someone that some man with Minnie Mouse ears were fucking running around, they're like, yeah, okay, honey, you probably had a bad dream. Be like, no, I live that bad dream every fucking night.
Yep. Ugh. I have a friend who she grew up in the LDS that cult, and she knows like intellectually that she was in a cult, but she has all these memories of being like all these men in robes like walking around like doing weird shit and like burning her feet and all these things, and she would tell her family, who was also in the cult, and they got out, but she would tell them about it, and everyone's like, oh, her imagination is crazy. And the pastor or whatever the fuck the leader people are called, he ended up it came out he molested hundreds of people.
Absolutely.
But the ritual abuse is still so like, no, that's the weirdest, you know? And like, there's so many,
Well, it's crazy because you can see in media, they are telling us, Stranger Things, Eyes Wide Shut, all of these things, because it's so crazy because in the past, like, I hate scary movies. I fucking hate that shit because in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, someone had to think that up. And now, in the past about 10 years, I'm like, oh no, they're doing it.
Yep.
And they also, what they do is they add one little element in a mostly nonfiction, and then they'll add one element that is just too outside of the thing, and then they're like, look, it's fake.
Yep.
Everything else is real except for the one craziest thing in here. And
kind of like with QAnon, they did a lot of real stuff, and then they brought in, you know, some of the other stuff, and so like people like you and me, like we look crazy because we're in there with this crazy, and then it's just so confusing.
Well, and then you have to go like do your laundry and make dinner.
I know. Isn't that the word? Me hanging out with people who don't like talk
that's me.
Like people are like, how are you, Charlotte? And I'm like,
what do you mean?
I'm like,
everyone's pedophiles. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're sitting there. And also like, I want to be like, I was processing in therapy a memory about being buried alive and old creepy men laughing at me. Like, you can't say that in normal conversation. You could.
I do.
Well, there's a reason my circles are changing. I still have some friends who are I'm scared to do these podcasts mainly because I'm afraid of losing some hometown friends. But if I lose them.
Well, let me tell you, we are in a time where you are meant to lose some friends, okay? And because people are showing you who they are, and they were not your real friends, okay? And I am fine. I didn't have this shit happen to me, Charlotte, but I am finding with all these Nazi we have concentration camps with incinerator trucks that your tax money is buying, okay? And so I'm watching people that I have known for a long time and loved and like best friends, and I am watching, you know, when you read the books about the 1930s Germany and you're reading like how relationships change, like, oh, I went to lunch with my friend and they started to be a little weird about things, or, you know, you could tell they're pulling away. And I'm seeing it in relationships, and it's not even about this, you know, but what I have to talk about is a little too fucking real. And so they're like, oh, yeah, I'm just not paying. Okay, but it's paying attention to you, my friend. And I don't want to talk about the weather. So. And so it's not just you, but like, again, every time I say something or have a, you know, I don't want to say outburst, but like, okay, guys, and it's invalidated in that way, I'm filing that accordingly.
Yeah.
I file it accordingly. That devil's advocate comes in. Yeah, okay, just fucking say you believe it and don't be a pussy. Like, oh, you just want to see other sides. No, there was not another side to that situation. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I am going through that too. And I know it's different, but you have to grieve it. You have to grieve it.
You do. And acceptance is definitely key. And finding who celebrates you and has your back and sees it and is doing this is my life purpose, I feel, and this is what I'm feeling is your life purpose. This is what matters. Educating
for a better, because we know there's a better outcome.
Yes, I still have hope.
God. Okay, I don't have that much, but I mean, I don't
know why.
Well, faith? No,
I don't know about faith.
Because you have already actually lived through hell. That's why.
Oh, thank you.
You have. Only a small portion of people live through that experience. You already lived through the worst that it can ever be.
That's true.
You have. So that is why they want you guys quiet, because you ain't fucking scared. I mean, you're scared. Your programming scared, but you're not scared.
No, but me, this up and there, up and there.
Yeah, and that's why they had to put that fucking programming in there, because you would have had the whole world changed 20 years ago. But so just, I know it's all.
Well, they wouldn't work so hard to control us if we weren't that fucking powerful, right?
Why do you think they want all the autistics and ADHDs in a fucking camp?
Oh my god. So they can, so a huge part of the psychic stuff is they'll, and all the programs
neurodivergent.
They go for the autistics is a big one. ADHDers, ADHD, and who experimented on autistic children? The fucking Nazis back in 1930s, early 40s. If you look it up, they would, and that's where it started. Then Project Paper. What is it? MK Ultra, the mind control. The K is in German for control. One of the.
I'm.
We try. We're succeeding still. The fact.
Yes, we are. We're laughing.
Joy is one of the best forms of resistance.
Absolutely. I actually locally we have an organization that we started with a group of people that met at the library that was like, okay, are we doing something? And this was a year ago, and when I tell you, these are the most kick-ass group of people I've ever met. Silver lining. These people can fucking put together. We do events at the Capitol monthly. We have educations at the library on Christian nationalism and all the shit. It's crazy. And but we have an art arm, a creative art, community art.
Important.
It is. It's very cool.
Abusers try to steal everything from you, dancing.
I know.
And singing and stuff. They programmed Lolita inside to do back to that snapping. So much was, I love dancing, but so much was stolen, and singing, it's just an art. They do not want you to think you're good enough to make any sort of art and do all these things. And often that's a loophole to get through trauma. So, or get through the silencing stuff.
Yep.
I love it. Basically, I just want to highlight how important fucking art is. And that connecting with that joy there and the therapeutic value of art and the liberation with it, that is so cool.
Well, and bringing up art and what you were talking about earlier, how the abusers also use art to re-traumatize and probably trigger alters of sorts.
No, that's part of Lolita is to bring out her talents. She's able to...
and they exploit your talents as well.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what yes, precisely exactly.
And then you were talking about the psychic abilities and the neurodivergence, and were you in the GATE program in school?
I've been thinking so much about GATE. So, it's really interesting. Okay, memory loss. So we're just hold on. I believe I was, per a lot of my memories. And it's harder for me to believe I was in the GATE program than I was in Stargate, Centerlane, Grill Flame. I know I was in that. Saying that, I'm lying bitch whore. But I know I was in that. And for some reason, my self-esteem because of abusers is no way you were gifted and talented. For some reason, that one I can admit more than, maybe because I live too close to my hometown. But The answer is yes. I have all the same memories people talk about, and it's okay. So, have you heard of a tachyscope, or I don't know how to pronounce it? Tachyscope. Okay, it's those things you look in. Like there's a little
Yes, yes.
box thing, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of gate program kids talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've always like known that that's a thing per memories. I didn't know what it was until I was doing a bunch of FOIA. I was looking at those
Yep, that's the
archives.
FOIAs,
Yeah,
man.
FOIA. Oh, I found so much, and they
Yeah.
pretty much told there's a section on something, the psychic abilities and psychic
Yep.
exploitation, and there's a little thing. I'll send these to you if you want to, like, we can show them
Yeah.
or something at
Yeah,
some point.
for sure.
But it literally says, like, they'll say, like, oh, it was kind of effective, whatever. And then they said, we need to experiment on children, the blind, and other vulnerable populations. They literally say that there.
Yeah.
Like, the government say, we're going to do this. They don't, obviously, everything else is still classified, but they do experiment on children, like, period. Just hard stop, yes.
Well, and that's what if you read through, like, the FOIA MK Ultra shit, the ones they let us have, because they destroyed most of them.
They're like, oops, it was just shredded, nothing important,
You know that when they first started that and they couldn't get anyone to consent, and they're like, okay, we're just going to do it to, like, people that no one's looking for.
Yeah.
So homeless, jail, mental.
Indigenous populations too.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure. That was probably first line. And
I think you said I know you said that when we were talking. Yeah.
Kevin, Annette,
exactly
he really yes. And so but yeah, then when they were doing the experimentation, they're like, "Oh yeah, we need no ego formed yet, children." And so enter in the adoption agencies, enter in international adoption, enter in indigenous children's schools,
foster care, and then incestuous families, because they look for neurodivergent. Like, you can do a profile of a little baby, and then you follow the lineage to see what talents they have, like, genetically, and then this child is more likely to be extremely dissociative, and children are naturally more able to dissociate than adults. Like you said, the ego's gone. So there's so much that makes sense and is horrific. And that made me think of the Epstein files in terms of the MK Ultras so much being destroyed. Back about that. What did fucking Trump take to Mar-a-Lago and flush down his fucking toilet? Probably some of the Epstein files. Biden, who knows what the fuck he had in his little drawer, in his closet.
I am mad. Garage. Okay, I really try to be, like, obviously Trump is just like a fucking, I don't even know he doesn't even deserve a organism name. I don't know.
There's no humanity in
like
that.
So disgusting, oozing off. Like, I can't even look at the man. And the left isn't doing it quite as openly, I guess. But
I feel
the thing is, okay, so for a long time I was like, okay, someone has to be good in this story, or there has to be someone that's okay. But what I learned is no one has power unless they did something that the power could be controlled for them to have. So they are forced to do these things so that there's blackmail on them, so their power can be controlled, or they do not get the powerful position. They don't. And so what did Obama do? What did Biden do? And also they're complicit too, because they know.
That's key as well. As soon as they found out, which if you get to certain spots, you're not you know a lot when you become president.
So I don't know if do you listen to any other survivor testimony, or is that way too triggering?
I do all the time. The only things I can't, just some things I can't is I've been advised by my therapist and my friends to not read Virginia Giuffre's book. And the
I'm reading that right now.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can reference it, but I've been advised specifically per certain things that are very specific things. And then the Epstein files I have as you know, we've delved into them. I can't do that much without being super triggered. And so anyways, but you're okay talking about stuff. It's good to know I'm not alone and to be validated that evil like that does exist. And I feel so I can bear witness to a lot, just so you know. So don't be concerned about that.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, the answer is yes.
I had listened to quite a few. I like to listen to them all. Like I am here for your stories.
Bear witness. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm one of those people where it fucking I have to constantly tell myself observe, don't absorb. But
yes, trauma by proxy is a real thing.
Absolutely, and I am a prime conduit for that. So, yes. But I have always been one of those people. I can't even listen to the shit, and they had to live it. That's not fair of me, and that's how I feel. I do court-appointed special advocate for foster kids.
Yes. I want to do that one day.
Yes. So be very careful because it is fucking traumatic.
Well, that's why. Yeah.
But you would be so good at it. So if you ever get to a point in your healing where you feel like that's something you'd want to do, I totally say do it because you would be amazing.
And I want to talk to you about that eventually. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. But through going through that and just these kids have nobody. Like there's nobody.
I know.
Watching out for so many people. No. And listening to one of my foster kids that I had, through listening to all of these stories from you guys, I could pinpoint what was happening to them. And because it was all very weird. Yeah. But it was something.
You could track it.
And when they would come home from certain things, or just reports, but and it was just, I know it's happening in my backyard, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's happening.
Not literally my backyard, okay.
Yeah. Or do we need to dig that up? I really want to dig up my childhood home backyard. Side note, I have memories that those should be looked into. There's some things. But yeah, not literally in backyard. But I know.
And I just want to protect all of them. But through listening to these stories, a lot of people were trafficked to right and left sides, and they're naming big names. And I just, when people are telling me that's too crazy, did you think there was an island that was bought specifically to rape and torture children? Because there was, you cannot deny that. So unless you thought that was a thing, but none of this other stuff is, then, so did you think P. Diddy had 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Because that's a lot. So none of this is outside of the realm of believing at this point.
Thank you. People need to be open-minded that, maybe, they thought, okay, this is similar. My brain is going somewhere with this. People thought humans could never fly, and now it's every day. So be open-minded. These things that you think can't conceptualize, just because you can't conceptualize them or you've been told they're not real, they're real. There's countless...
Or the government wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Some of the memories I have with the government shit and everything lining up and then other survivors. We'll have to do another. I would like to do
absolutely. And I actually believe that I might, if there's ever a point where you have some certain memories that you need to be investigated and get some corroboration on the outside, I have several people I am in contact with that can find anything.
Okay, then I definitely want to do that because I contacted the law firm that represents Epstein survivors, or a lot of them, Marsh Law.
And now he's in the Epstein files. Did you see that?
Oh, I was wondering. Oh my God. Yep. Thank you for saying that because I was talking to my friend she went to the FBI, and she and her friend. And the person they were talking to first was so cool, but then that woman got fired, who was a woman, of course. She was actually following that. So long story short is we're like, who can we trust? And so I was going to them. They were going to investigate my case, and it's mainly because I want to there is a video of me and men that the FBI has a copy of something. And I don't know, I didn't want to go to the FBI right now directly for it.
I would not. Mm-mm.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, maybe I could go through this law firm, but then I just didn't trust it. And I'm glad I didn't.
I mean, from what I have been reading and finding, it sounds like most of the lawyers that have represented Epstein victims are showing up in the fucking emails.
Yeah, that's really important. And also, you'll notice most of the survivors that are outspoken, or all of them, are like, no Trump, you know? And also, just because they weren't raped by him, someone else, I mean, maybe they were, but maybe not, you know, doesn't mean he didn't. Plus, poor E.J. and Carol, like, poor Katie Johnson. I know that's a pseudonym, but
I know. I read Katie Johnson's in 2016, and I was like, there's no doubt in my mind that this is not, like, the
real. And
yes.
she had an witness or sworn affidavit. I forget her name, lady.
She had multiple, and she tried to file that lawsuit in different places. Come to find out, Michael Cohen was the one who threatened her life. So you know how Michael Cohen was on Midas Touch and was like super anti-Trump? He has flipped. He flipped back because he wants a pardon. He asked Trump for a pardon because of his involvement in the fucking Epstein files. How crazy!
It is crazy. And I will say my dad was a Democrat and did all these things for stuff like that. I do think he'd be a full-on Trumper today. He would know Trump's bullshit, but because wherever the pedophiles get the best or whatever, I don't know. Whoever can be in power at that time, they're gonna do that.
Okay, so do you think that they are releasing all of these files to gauge how desensitized the public is to normalize it?
I think it's honestly multifaceted, multi-purpose, multi-use. So yes, that's one of them. But it's kind of like, I mean, back when Trump said, "Oh, I could shoot someone," you know, and they'd still support me. So their echo chamber and their like base, like they get that locked in and they get fucking off on that shit. The fact they can have this whole thing gaslighting, like contrary to all this fucking evidence. So I think they get off on the fact that they can control those people so much, and then we see all this evidence, and we're just like, what the fuck? And that fighting is, they just masturbate to that kind of gaslighting and torture. So it's for their own pleasure and the normalization to see who's who and who like. Right. But honestly, a huge part of the release of the files, so many people are making millions and millions. Like even when who released the birthday book? What was the news?
Washington Post.
Washington Post. And isn't the owner
Murdoch?
Yeah, and he's a Trumper guy, right? Or I thought he was. So he's not secretly against Trump. It's about making money and the bottom line.
Absolutely.
The sensationalization of all of this, so many people. So I really think there's a conspiracy that a lot of those fuckers, whether right or left, it's all about running a business and making so much
money.
Yeah. So not only
stage capitalism, bitch.
Yes, bitch. Woo! Yeah. I'm owed so much fucking money. Survivors are owed so much fucking money.
So much.
But like, so I really think that's the bottom line is money. Like, even if, and then we're all talking about it, which is great to talk about it, but everything's sensationalized. Like, I'm a fucking zoo animal. Like, survivors are zoo. Like, again, this is different than, because I was asked by two pretty big podcasts, and me not having the power to help edit my own story, I don't. But my mind's like, but it's a big, like, maybe I should do this way for whatever.
But if it doesn't feel good, you have to trust your body.
Thank you for that reminder.
It's telling you.
I needed to hear that. It's so right. You're all,
yeah.
And the right people, like, through a loving higher power, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be, like, that shit really happens, and it's incredible.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, hey, hi, you're part of it.
Yes. Well, I truly believe that we're all connected. So
that's what my thoughts on it is. Bottom line is people are making millions, bajillions of dollars. And people might even care about survivors too. But I really think that Trump knew he was going to release that birthday book and totally signed off on it and made a lot of money off of it. I bet Trump made a lot of money off of those sales too.
Yes.
Because he has that solid base, pedo base. Even if the people aren't pedo, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows. He has them locked in. And he's already in power, and he has everyone supporting him.
I do feel like the men who are actually against pedophilia are starting to get it. I do.
My housemate, I have to say, he's a long story, but my housemate, he didn't have a MAGA hat, but he had a bobblehead of Trump. Okay, he can't leave his bedroom most of the time. He's morbidly obese. He had a back injury. His life has gotten really fucked over. But he's just sitting in his echo chamber,
Right.
with the right wing, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, all these, Fox News and stuff. So, but as soon as he found out about the Epstein, he started hearing the information because it started coming out, leaking into Candace Owens and the Tucker Carlson and stuff, and then that kind of opened the door to question Trump, and then he went that way. But as soon as this recent, or the one right before this, he was like, Trump is a pedophile, and he used to literally send me texts sometimes of Trump is just fighting for America, and he's such an average Joe, but a billion, but I have to say, flip, he is disgusted, and he's like, what? It's so. I was so hurt, and he knows, but I was just he believes it with his whole soul. So, and he's actually anti, he wants to go. I think he was hurt as a child as well. I know some people are hurt and reoffend, but he's, the food addiction and all these things. But I just have to say it is happening. You know what I'm saying?
It is. Yeah. It is. Well, and mostly I've been trying to give them all an out.
No, I know.
I'm going to punish them later. Listen, I'm going to punish them later. I am filing accordingly, okay?
Oh, yeah,
But I need you right now. So I'm going to use you. But you don't have to say you were wrong. You can say you were lied to. Give them an off-road. They need it. They need the soft landing. I will fucking punish them later.
I needed to hear that because, yes.
And honestly, again, just like we were talking, it's people talking about waiting until the next election, we'll vote them out. Listen, you are moving furniture around in a burning house.
Yes. You know what's really interesting is a few years ago I said to my housemate, and I'd even say a lot of MAGA and stuff would say this too. I will not say what I said, but his response, I was like, we need to fucking burn this all to the ground and change so much. Yeah, and then he said, no, there's a lot of good structures. That's really hard to do, which agreed. And I was like, people need to get really uncomfortable and suffer, but he was against that. But when Trump came in and he started believing Trump, that's when he was like, oh, we got to burn everything down, but build it up with the sick shit. You know what I'm saying? He thought it was good, but it's just insane. The brainwashing is just impressive.
Well, okay. As you're going through these files and you're reading about George Bush eating intestines and shit, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you think about everyone at church today eating the body and blood of Christ.
Right, people, yes, normalizing.
Ritualistically eating the body and blood of Christ every Sunday.
There's ritual abuse. Sorry, go.
No, I'm just so that's not crazy. That's not as crazy when you just fucking did it and then gave them all your money and they're spending your money to buy a lawyer to protect them from sexual abuse.
Well, they have the insurance.
Insurance, I know.
I wasn't surprised when I found out, but I was like, oh, I never thought of that, but duh.
Never again. Never, no.
Yeah, no, there's so much, because a huge, huge part of abuse is shame, like we're talking about.
Yep.
Every single church, not every single church, but a lot of churches, what do they use? Shame.
Absolutely.
You're not good as you are. You have to be purified, cleansed before God will love you. You have to work really hard at God's love. Work so hard.
You're a sinner.
Capitalism.
You're bad. You were born bad. We're washing you with this water as an infant because you're a sinner. I remember. It's crazy. I'm like, it's a fucking baby. Yeah, she didn't sleep through the night. You better put that water on her head. She's in trouble.
Yeah, no, the parenting style, it's just all perfect for capitalism.
Well, I remember, so I grew up Catholic, and did you grow up religious at all?
Catholic.
That's, yeah, okay. I was never into it. I was calling it out from, kindergarten, but I remember, when you go get your first communion, you have to go, they're like, okay, you have to tell this man all the bad things you've done. And so I was 9 and I was like, nothing. I can't think of a damn thing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I hit my sister probably. I don't know. And so they're like, okay, she deserved it. I pushed her into the booger wall. They're like, okay, well, if you haven't done anything bad, then you need to go in and tell him all the bad thoughts that you've had. My brain cannot handle that. Some kids' brains might need that. Mine did it all on its own. I do not need to be told that my thoughts are bad. And what happens when someone tells you not to think about something?
Yeah, you're gonna think about it.
It's the only thing. And so that told me in that moment that my thoughts are bad, and that if I can't control what I think, not what I do, I'm bad.
Yep.
And so I can pinpoint my first panic attack to that moment.
Oh, honey.
And and I'm telling you, like, I could not be in the car with my mom, like, by myself without, like, admitting something. Like, even sometimes I make shit up. Like, I don't fucking...
Oh, baby.
But that's what... So, like, when I had a child, I was like, what the... Never. What? Why are we telling them they're bad? What is happening?
Nice? My mind, it's nice that my mind isn't, I know I have brainwashing and stuff, but like my mind just doesn't even go there. Like the thoughts of immigrants, for example, being in cages and being in there and people are like, the illegals. My mind doesn't even think, like I know people.
It's a human. What the fuck are you talking about? The boundary, the line, it's a line in the sand that someone made up is the border. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no human is illegal except pedophiles.
Yeah, well... That's the only I'm okay with public executions.
Yes, me too.
I am like a bleeding liberal as far as other shit goes. But pedophiles, you have to stop the cycle.
You do, and that's one of the most effective. Because there's so much money put into the prisons. I mean, the prison systems as a whole.
The slavery system, I know.
Yes, the slavery system, exactly. But there's so much money, like, that should be... Like, people think about, that's not rehabilitation, but, like, a lot of people think, sorry, my dogs.
You're fine.
Second. Babies. Okay, my mind is too many places at once. Okay. I'm going to go on that one another tangent, another time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Well, we're at about an hour and 20 minutes. Do you want to we can wrap this one up, but we will, like, have you back whenever you're feeling good.
Okay. I mean, I can talk more.
Okay. Actually,
should we stop?
We can talk. How about we talk for like 20 more minutes, and then we can
probably rest and decompress and all that shit.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So we've talked a lot about a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to maybe give friends a background of your childhood a little bit? You don't have to. And kind of how you found out that this was your childhood. If that is too traumatizing, we do not have to do that this afternoon.
It helps me organize. But thank you for giving me space for wherever I'm at in this moment. Mm-hmm. It is so hard to tell. I mean, ADHD, the ADHD, it's hard to have anything linear, but I'll do my best. So I didn't remember most of my childhood. I had little snippets, throughout my teens. 13 and below was definitely the most cutoff access, complete cutoffs. But I'd have these weird memories of like a man in a red robe with these 3 red candles at different heights and like weird singing and chanting. And I just like, normal, like me as a child, I had all these little signs of things. I'd have weird memories of like my dad naked chasing me, like all these things, these little in my mind's eye. Oh, my dad died. So 13 and below for the longest time of my life, I would only know my childhood in the context of what other people told me about me or like my family history. So like my mom or my aunts or my grandparents, they would just, or friends growing up. Like, I still have to ask any friends I know, I'm like, what was I like in elementary school? Like, what was I like? Because, a lot is disconnected. So the way I knew it is that I was born in Benicia, California. I was born in Bakersfield, but moved up north. And my dad loved me. My dad loved us, My mom was a little crazy. She's bipolar, but definitely a dissociative system with her horrific abuse I've lined up through the Royal Order of the Jesters, which is Freemasons, Shriners, all the way up to Royal of the Jesters. And that's a whole journey of how I ended up finding that out, which is really interesting because my family, we'd get together every Christmas, a normal family was all I thought that it was. Everything was paired up. This is what happened. We're just a normal family because my mom was in city politics. My dad was so charismatic and loved by people. I mean, there were people in town who were also, sus. So it was just like,
Probably part of the secret society
yeah,
group.
there's a lot going on there. And then the history of Benicia, that it was the state capital for a while, and that the first Freemason lodge is in Benicia first Freemason lodge of California. The other one, I think, is East Coast. But you know what I'm saying? And then the road, like, there's just a lot of, like, and then gate program and the elementary, and then the Navy and the military super involved with Benicia, and there's a bunch of underground tunnels for military. It's like, there's just a bunch there. So things line up. But it was all normal, you know. Anyways, sorry.
The memories that they told you of your childhood were normal.
My dad died when I was almost 8, which is also questionable if he physically died. It was an open casket, but holograms are a huge part of my torture, which is so, like, part of the unbelievable things people talk about is like, so yes, there's genuine spirituality that you can, there's evil entities, like I do believe, like telekinesis and all the things like that are real. And oftentimes abuser will use tricks and things like holograms to make you think there's demons and shit coming at you. And maybe there are too, but they'll make all these fantastical things and put you on LSD and all these things. But after my dad passed, shortly thereafter, me and a best friend who was definitely hurt by my dad too, and I suspect she may have been in Florida situations. She was blonde and, like, blue-eyed and very favored, and she's with me all the time. So, but that's over here at present. But she was next to me. We were outside in the singing group. Sorry, I'm not good at keeping shit short. I mean, not that you're judging.
Oh, no, I'm not in a hurry. I just didn't want you to be overwhelmed.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. It's good to wrap it up because, you know. But anyways, we were in the center of the singing group out in the open, which I think was part of the torture, or intentional, because we were trapped in the center. And it was, again, like a week after my dad passed, and I saw him. Like, it was out in, like, a shopping center, an outdoor shopping center, and I saw him across the way, my dad, alive, walking. I know people hallucinate or whatever when they're grieving, but I was just like, what? And then after we were done singing, because of course I couldn't disrupt anything, I just was there, and my friend next to me was like, did you see your dad too? Did you see him too? So we both saw the same situation, which abusers do like that. But anyways, for all intents and purposes, my dad died when I was 8, and the abuse didn't stop there. He was a raging alcoholic, so, like, my parents fought all the time. So that abuse was known, like, that, like...
Just the G-rated abuse.
Yeah. General audience.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's experiencing this at home. It's fine.
Normal. And it was my normal. It was my normal. So I didn't even think to talk to it about, to people. Anyway, so I always had so much shame, right? My head was always, I'm neurodivergent and I have sensory issues. So, like, me not making eye contact isn't, if I'm actually making a lot of eye contact, like, right now is fine, but I'm probably masking more than if I weren't. Like, again, right now is fine, but it's different, But anyways, my head would always be down. There was so much shame, and I had panic attacks all the time, and I'd leave school all the time, and I was very neglected by my mom. But there were so many signs of sexual abuse. Like, I had them all. If you look at them with a child and things I did and say, it's sad. It's absolutely tragic. Like, no, like you were talking about, like, you see this all the time. These kids.
Pee in the bed, the nightmares.
Oh my God, I had one when I was 17 at a friend's house. I wet the bed, and it's just insane. Like, I stopped for but like just and then people just. It just they don't.
Why'd you piss the bed?
Yeah, exactly. Well, luckily I was at a friend's and her mom was so sweet.
But no, seriously, they're like, now I gotta clean it up. Yeah. That's what parents do. And it's like,
my parents did. They were like, why? Well, my dad was abusing me. But anyway, so I didn't want to touch alcohol and drugs because my dad was a raging alcoholic, and I didn't want to lose control. I was terrified if I ever lost.
Well, you didn't have control anyways.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly. So, but when I went to college, I went to UC Santa Cruz.
I started having some fun.
Yeah, having some fun.
Hey, girl.
Yeah. Banana Slugs is the mascot.
Hey, man, we probably met in a bathroom somewhere.
Oh, were you up in there too? Yeah.
I mean, mean, I'm just saying. I'm sure we crossed paths somewhere.
You look familiar, but we might just be the soul
Kindred
situation.
spirits.
Yeah, I know that. I just was blacking out all the time, and the thing that's really interesting is that a lot of my blackouts were not alcohol. I thought they were, but it's actually a lot of alter switching. So many alter switching that I did not know about until later, right? And people's reports of me, and people being like, I worked at the public or the school campus library, and people would come up to me and be like, "Hi, Ashley." And I'd be like, "Hi, my name's Charlotte, obviously." And this would happen.
That reminds me of that movie Split. That wasn't me. That was Patricia.
Oh, yeah. No, I personally love that movie. I know a lot of people, I fucking adore it. And I felt I related to things.
Yeah.
One of the things that a lot of people in prison are multiple, meaning have dissociative identity disorder. And I know people don't want to talk about that because this disorder is so demonized. And, like, people are scared of us. And most of us are just abused. But this is important. My therapist who's specialized, she's actually a dissociative system, too. She's open about it, online about it. That's fabulous. Very cool. It's amazing. So that's really, really helpful. I've had other therapists who are, the person who diagnosed me years ago, she's not multiple, so there's benefits of different, it's helpful. But she used to work in the prison system, and a colleague of hers who did even more work, they ended up stopping because there's not enough resources. He said you have to be multiple in order to survive prison, and that was very telling. Not only are there a lot of people with DID because trauma, but also
leads you to
and
that
especially
place.
Persons of color, the level of dissociation that is through generations, like, and the vulnerability, like that,
the epigenetics that these secret societies literally use through the bloodlines, and then they say that black people slavery didn't do anything, and it's like, okay, then why are you exploiting generations of little pedophile children so that you can make sure they can fucking dissociate? And
I think they also the white supremacy. White supremacy, come on now.
Well, I'm always like, okay, gravy militia, like, you're the chosen one. No.
No. You're trying. The people you exploit are the ones that are way better than you are.
Well, I'm like, literally, you have a buried penis. Come on. Like, I know. Oh, God, I can tell by looking at you. Like, I know what the problem is. And there are things to fucking help it that aren't fucking kids. So I don't know what to tell you.
And torturing
Well, everything looks big to a kid, fuck.
No.
I'm sorry, that was dark.
No. Well, I was actually thinking, but I won't go too into it, but one memory I have of just the boner on a person that is torturing a child is like...
Is it Red Rocket like? I feel like it would have a red rocket. Yeah, the vibe.
And it's like... Yeah, no, it's the most pulsating blood. I know, like, it almost looks, it's like a human being can't do that. Like, it's beyond anything that I've thankfully ever seen, outside that realm. It is terrifying. Children who've been around that will know exactly what I'm talking about. It is, the fact they even know that, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Right.
So anyways.
How can you even make that up? Like, that's what I'm creative. Like. Yeah, I'm like, shut the fuck up, people.
I remember every time I call myself crazy and stuff, my past therapist and, other people I've talked to, like, there's no way with so many specific things too. Like, it's, I wish they weren't real.
From a person who knows, I know exactly the memory and then the ping of the knowing. Like, oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Oh.
And, it's almost like a snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I
will validate your reality any day.
We need that shit, man. I remember a flashback I had when I was about 13 in my bedroom, like everything started spinning and then I hallucinated it was a flashback. My dad, I saw him outside because I have what seems like visual hallucinations, but they're actually trauma memories that are trying to integrate. But I saw him, he was naked, and I was in the bed, but like in my memory I was on like this slab of rock or something like that, and I can feel even right now that a certain kind of
Cold back.
softness to it, like this kind of dust that some
Okay.
things get on, like it
Uh-huh.
feels nice, but
Yeah.
but then it's cold and hard. It's hard to describe right now. I can see it, but he was saying, "This isn't happening. This isn't happening. This isn't happening." The entire time he was naked, standing next to me. I don't know what was happening over here. He wasn't doing anything. He was standing here next to me, saying, "This isn't." So they do shit like that. So So being validated in reality is a huge part of healing. That's one of the reasons myself and other survivors have talked, like, it's horrible that, as horrible as the Fuckstein files are,
You have to see them.
validated.
Pop the pimple.
I almost feel better. Survivors I've talked to, we feel better. So yes, it's massively triggering, but the fact we're not being fucking Trump and all those
They're
people.
trying, but
Yeah, but like you and other people, like, this shit happens.
absolutely.
And
I mean,
to
I
way
didn't
more
need to see
people.
the files to know, because I heard your story. I listened to the
other
stories, but if that is what, again, that's why I get so upset when I'm like, the women told you.
Yes.
You didn't need the paper. You didn't need the files. You didn't need the files if we just believe women.
Exactly. Back in the 80s, at least.
Oh, God.
What were you
Okay,
saying?
so I have one question. So after your dad passed away, died, because he's a turd. So did trauma continue after that? Or what did it look like after he died?
So the abuse did not stop sexually until I was probably 21.
Okay.
I didn't know that until memories started really coming out, which happened in my shortly after that, probably about 24, I think is when the memories started coming out. I didn't remember that. I was talking to my therapist at the time about it. And then when I got clean and sober, because I was in alcoholism and pills and stuff, then everything just floated. And then I can get into that. So that my memories have really started coming out over the past 11 years, but it's a whole thing. But basically, I used to think, per what I was told, per like, oh, this makes sense per what I know, that it just went until I was 8. My dad just raped me, whipped us with a belt sometimes, for no reason. Like, I could just be existing. Like, because some people get, punished disproportionately for making a mistake. Uh-huh. I could walk in the house and it's like, what is the mood? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he wanted you on eggshells, training you to dissociate at a moment's notice.
Exactly. And so even though I knew more had happened, I had kind of got stuck in a box that it was just this.
It was over. It's over.
Yes,
it was
over. And then like everything and then my mom, she was abusive in her, like, she very neglectful too. So that also kind of set me up for like, everybody can do whatever, and is like,
yeah, and I'm already prime for dissociate. I'm a product to exploit.
But the thing is, so Florida is a huge part of my abuse. Like, yes, here in California, he has his friends that hurt some of my friends who ended up, one came to me. Like, I have a lot of external validation per this other survivor who came to me, and then we, all these things. Mm-hmm. We were both filmed and stuff by men here in California, whether they were friends of my dad or so California,
it's all connected.
But Florida, who I have family over there, I would still go to Florida. So in Florida, I still was just trafficked a bunch there. So I don't even think my dad met certain, people I talked about earlier. There's another, I have to be vague right now because one, I want to sue one. I'm collecting survivor stories, and I want to get I've been showing a picture of this person who's like not biologically related to me, but tied into me and my story for decades, and like even before I was born. And of course I feel guilty finding these other survivors of him. I'm like, oh my God, I should have, because he was
stopped it, because I could have done something, even though you were just trying to survive yourself. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. So I was still being trafficked in Florida. Big time.
So
ritual abuse in
Florida. Like uncles or cousins, or how does that, I guess I don't know, how does that work?
So I'm not fully sure. Okay. I don't feel comfortable with biology.
No, you're fine.
Right now, except for my dad. Oh, and Absolutely. You didn't ask anything wrong. But per my memories right now, ritual abuse by my grandparents over there, something weird happened there. Plus, little caveat, my dad's dad left Chicago, Illinois because the mafia, he owed a bunch of money, and they escaped to Florida to get away from the mafia. The mafia loves Florida. So
yeah, he just joined a new mafia.
So I'm gone away.
Yeah.
Owe you a bunch of money. So
Yeah.
somehow they have their own little, like,
Okay.
whatever the fuck's going on there. I don't, but so basically they're corrupt. Is
Okay.
the dad there? My dad's dad definitely corrupt. Weird shit that
Well,
he did.
something made your dad weird.
Yes, exactly. And specifically, my dad was very targeted. You know how they like, because he was like the oldest per like a decade, and like it just, you know how he became an opportunist. You know, like there's a reason he's a sociopath stuff.
Well, it seems like when you listen to these stories, if once you reach an age in your abuse that they don't like you either become a handler or get disposed, or you continue being the victim until you become the victimizer.
Yep.
Thanks for breaking the cycle.
And thank you. I feel very lucky. Thanks for breaking your own cycles and helping everybody break free. So where are we at?
Oh, you're talking about your grandparents and stuff.
I don't think, as weird as the dad, his dad, it was someone else who was really in charge.
Okay.
That was affiliated with my dad. And that's as much as I can say, but non-biologically. So it was still tied to my dad, but my dad was dead. It was kind of like he took charge. And he's a mutual abuser. Now, he's not famous, to be clear. He is tied to like the experimentation type stuff and the the
sciencey.
Sciencey. He has written articles for NASA. Like, that's how, like, he's all connected. He Switzerland. His wife is from Switzerland. Like, there's so like
World Bank shit. Okay.
And this is just normal. So there's a lot in there, and the thing,
questionable people,
very questionable people, and this person is a horrific, horrible, terrible person that I'm hoping to take down one day. I'm trying to.
I hope so for you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm trying to. We're working on it. We're trying to do it skillfully. We're getting other
justice. Let's get justice.
Testimonies, and I am finally feeling brave enough to start disseminating his picture, at least behind the scenes. I'll show you one because I realized, one, he already knows I'm talking about shit. Like, it's not like he doesn't know, but if he, it's harmless if I'm showing a picture if he's innocent. Right?
Just like all these other motherfuckers.
Right? So why
let us see the files? Why are you redacting? Why are you redacting the pedophiles?
So anyways, the abuse, if anything, got worse in ways.
Okay.
At least in terms of like, no, I don't know if it got worse, but it just changed hands or something. Yeah. That kind of thing. Because it was these people. So that's what happened. And
okay, question.
Yeah.
Sounds like a vibe like your dad maybe owed them money or owed something, and then so that is how it got paid back after he was dead.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I've always wondered because I was like, technically, wouldn't my, like, he had a high, he was very smart, worked at a big company. Fuck Bechtel. Fuck Bechtel. Epstein files. Bechtel's, we know they're evil per just general, like, arms.
Everybody's testimony.
Yes. So fuck Bechtel, and the caliber of men that they have is just piece of shit.
Yeah. Watch out.
But I always thought it was kind of weird. Like, we were well off. Like, we were definitely well off. And I always thought, especially looking back with the abuse and all these opportunities, I was like, why weren't we richer? I often thought he faked his death so he could go live with someone else and have all the money. Like, I thought maybe he just didn't want a divorce kind of thing.
Kind of like the Nazis at the end of the war. They're hey, we're going to send all our money. Yeah. This is my easy out.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, even though there was an open casket, but I know they can do shit. You know?
Charlie
Kirk. How did I and my friends see him? Like, that's a core memory of I didn't even dissociate that memory out. Like, I've had,
Right.
So, I don't know. It's a lot. So, I don't know, but there are times where I'm like, they don't even necessarily sell the child. It's like a sharing of the child. They're just like that line I talked about. Yeah, were the auction parts, but it felt like even they were like, these are the party favors. Like, hey friend, hey bro, here's the party favor. Take your little bag out.
It's a property.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's an item.
It's like they didn't even need anything for it except like, you enjoy this. I don't know. It felt like a gift bag sometimes. So yeah, a lot of money. So I really wonder if he did owe money.
Or some sort of
blackmail
something.
Or something.
Yeah, like
I've actually never considered that. I always thought it was just, I don't know, curiosity.
Easy.
He was really smart.
And easy. Like you were already trained and
interesting.
I'm so sorry you were not protected by the people who were supposed to protect you. That's so shitty. I know karma is not always happens here, but
yeah, I see karma a lot of times in a good way. Like, I mean, like, you know, it is real.
It is. And I've been helping it out by doing some witchy ass shit lately. So,
oh my God, girl.
If you end up in my left shoe folded 3 times, fucking, watch out.
It's so nice to have a fellow witchy lady.
Oh, yes. We be doing all kinds of shit. I got my altar right over here. I'll burn my can.
Yes.
Yes. Behind my asylum for criminally insane women.
I am obsessed.
Yeah, well, I have a friend who makes them, so...
I'm interested as a child laborer, so that's...
Yeah, it's an adult laborer, okay? Okay, well, yeah, we'll,
thank you for listening and, like, just letting whatever comes out come out.
No, thank you so much for taking the time. I know time is of the essence now. You got to watch your bread and circus show later, hopefully... Eat some snacks on the... Hey, I hear there are supposed to be a lot of good fucking commercials on the Super Bowl having to do with the Epstein files. So...
Is that why they want him to watch Turning Point USA instead of the...
Oh my God. Did you see 9/11 in the files?
No, I haven't looked at depth of it.
Okay, no, if there is any big...
surprise...
No, they were inviting Ghislaine Maxwell to be on a 9/11 committee. Like, fucking crazy. Bitch, go in there and just type in, like, just some historical events that you thought you fucking had figured out, and it's in there. It's in there. He did something to it. He had something to do with it. That Las Vegas shooting, go look into that.
That little troll. How did he get so central to that?
I mean, the more reading I do, it sounds... Come here. Oh, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us to listen to Charlotte's story and just kind of listen to us talk and really recognize that survivors come in all different walks of life, and they very well could be several people that you know or see on a daily basis. So please treat everybody with kindness and be looking out for kids who don't have anybody looking out for them. Everybody is our kids. Come on. Like, we have to protect people, and as time goes on, we're learning that a lot of people that we thought maybe were looking out for us are not, including the government for sure. So, listen to survivors, listen with an open mind, observe, don't absorb, trigger warning, but they're going to release more files and it is going to get worse. So we will have Charlotte back on again to tell us a little bit more of her story and how this whole child trafficking situation culminates and how they train and mind control. And that's going to open a whole nother can of worms, but sounds like we're going to do it while we still can.
Yes.
Like the name of the podcast, until we can't anymore.
Yes.
All right. Well, you guys have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you later, Charlotte.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.